Okay, so in this video on the Daily Push, we're going to be going over the fundamental principles of exercise training, because I plan on doing a lot more videos on different exercises that you can use for skating to help with your skating. And I wanted to just make this video so people can get a hold of the basics and apply these fundamental principles to the other videos when I go about doing them. And if you're thinking, mate, I'm not going to do your exercises, all right? Well, I think this will still be quite interesting because all of these different principles are going to apply to skating as well in some way. I've given you little examples related to skating, so hopefully you're going to get some value from this video anyway. So principle number one is something called specificity. So this is just that your body adapts specifically to what you're doing. So for example, if you want to learn how to pop higher, going outside and like running for an hour isn't going to help you with that at all. And on the other hand, if you want to increase your endurance, then trying to jump as high as you can, like 3 times, isn't going to help improve your endurance either. So it's pretty simple, and I think it makes sense that, yeah, just that your body adapts to exactly what it is that you're doing. So when it comes down to doing different exercises, you just need to basically know what it is that you're training for, what are your intentions, what are your goals, and pick something that's going to create those adaptations that you want. So principle number 2 is something called overload. So this is just that you have to push your body past what it's used to make it adapt. So the way that exercises result in adaptations is from pretty much just making your body think like, shit, that was intense, that was difficult, I need to get better at doing that for the next time. But that doesn't mean that you have to absolutely slay your body all day, every day. And in fact, like if you do that, then you're just probably gonna get injured. And it's not even the most optimal way of training anyway. Imagine if you were to skate like a 15 stair every single day for like 1 or 2 weeks, you'd be absolutely haggard. Which leads us on to principle number 3, which is progression. And this is all about basically just balancing the speed of your progression. So if you go too slow and you don't do enough, you're not gonna adapt. And if you go too far, too fast, then you may be gonna get injured, or you're gonna have too much to recover from, and it's gonna mess with your training performance or your skating as well. It's the same as if you just learn kickflips on flat. You're not gonna go and try and flip a 15 stair straight away. You're gonna gradually like build your way up little by little, do like a 5 stair, 6 stair, and work your way up. And on the other hand, if you wanna do that 15 and you never try ever to skate stairs, you're never gonna progress, and you're never gonna be able to work your way up to doing what you want to do. And make sure you take like a bigger picture view of things as well. So don't judge like how you train or how you skate based on like each session, because we all have bad days skating. That's just something you can't avoid. But just trying to look at whether or not you're progressing on like a bigger scale. Like, have you got better from last month to this month, or from 6 months ago to now? And that's all that really matters, Don't judge everything on like the one moment. Otherwise you're just going to be depressed, You're going to be going home, like going over to your mum and being like, Mum, my nollie trays today, they were just like, I couldn't pop them, I just couldn't pop them, and it's gonna be tough. So training principle number 4 is variation. So even if you've got like the best training plan in the world, if you stick at that plan and do the same thing for months and months and months, not only is that ineffective, but sticking at the same plan for a long time has even been shown to increase injury risk and reduce strength and performance. So make sure you mix your shit up and you're gonna be progressing much more. And if we apply that to skating, it's exactly the same thing. Like if you go to the park and only do your go-tos like every single session, never try anything new, never skate anything different, you're not gonna progress, you're gonna be stuck there. And when it comes down to varying things with training, you can vary anything from the weight to the reps to the sets, the recovery period, how many times you train a week, like you can mix up anything. So principle number 5 is maybe the most neglected principle of all of them in the skate world, is recovery. So recovery is like so important, almost as important as actually skating or training itself. If you don't give your body the rest that it needs, it's not going to adapt. You're going to be slowly just drilling it into the ground and getting worse and worse, like losing strength, losing power, skating worse, losing energy when you're skating. So principle number 6 is actually maybe more neglected than the last one. This one's good form. So this is all about making sure you're doing the exercises with good form, making sure everything's aligned, making sure you're doing it as optimally as you can. This is something that's really like we don't think about when we skate. Like you never really hear a skater talking about like the alignment of his knees and ankles and shit when he's doing tricks. But it really should be, because like you can leak so much power through like bad mechanics and bad alignment when you're doing tricks. Like if you imagine you go down to pop a trick and your back's all rounded and like your knee bends in, like you're leaking energy that you could be using for your pop through these bad mechanics. And not only can you leak power, but you can also end up with injuries and bad like joint pains and stuff from just like repetitively skating with bad form as well. But as well doing exercises that are similar to skating with good technique, making sure everything's aligned, that's going to carry over to your skating and teach you to skate with better form as well. So the final principle is just that you lose what you don't use. So think about a time when you've injured yourself before, maybe you haven't skated for like a month or 2 months, and then when you get back to skating, it's like so much effort, and you go to like pop a trick and you're like, oh my god, that was a lot of effort, you know? So your body loses those adaptations that you've gained through repetitive skating or training or things like this. So just keep that in mind. So that's it for this one. Those are some fundamental training principles that you can apply to the videos I'm going to be doing soon on different exercises for skating. So make sure you subscribe for all of that and for regular content that's going to improve how you skate and how you feel when you skate. And that's it for this one.